So hello, good evening and welcome to Facebook and Instagram live at 5 with me, Hatha yoga teacher Lesley Wilson. Oh, let's prop them off, don't really need them on. So I hope you've all had a good day today, and yeah, well, at least we've had drier weather today. It's been quite windy still, but it's getting better, so yeah. Anyway, I'm going to have a seat on the mat and see who decides to join me this evening. So just enjoying my last few days of freedom before I go back to work. Yeah, the next couple of weeks are going to be pretty hectic for me, but I'm looking forward to that. I am actually looking forward to that. And what we're going to do today, so we're just going to be doing nothing too dynamic, I don't think. Yeah, we'll see how we go. I think that other phone looks like is it going to fall over? No, it's going to stay there. All right. Well, if Instagram takes a tumble, please excuse me. I'll have to jump up and prop it back up. So let's begin. Namaste and welcome. So we're going to be working today with a little meditation, a little mantra. So we can bring the hands into Chin Mudra and make sure that you're in a seated, comfortable position. Doesn't have to be cross-legged. That's basically however works for you. We'll bring the hands into Chin Mudra and then place them somewhere wherever is comfortable on the legs. So we're just going to be breathing in and out through the nostrils. So we're not holding or counting the breath today. We're just going to allow the breath to occur naturally, smoothly, in and out through the nostrils. So straightening the spine as much as is comfortable. You can sit with the spine supported by a piece of furniture or the wall, whichever is your preference. Close the eyes and just allow the breath to settle. And then the next time that you breathe in, say to yourself silently in your mind, I breathe in calm. And when you breathe out, say silently in your mind, I breathe out tension. I breathe in calm. I breathe out tension. And then just continue working with this mantra, this repetition. And the next time that you breathe out tension, you can release this breathing, this mantra, this repetition. You can release Chin Mudra with the hands. So we're going to come down onto the mat, just briefly. So coming down onto the mat, we're going to have the knees bent. Take the feet wide, allow the knees to fall in together. So bring the left hand into Chin Mudra once again, so connecting together forefinger and thumb, extending away the other 3 fingers. I'd like you to place your right hand on your heart. So close the eyes, allow the breath to settle once again. And then we're going to make a little affirmation whilst we're here. I love and accept myself. I am enough. I love and accept myself. I am enough. I love and accept myself. I am enough. And then we can release the right hand down onto the mat now. So release Chin Mudra with the left hand, stretch away the legs. So just allowing the feet to flop apart. Nice big space between the heels, legs nice and relaxed. But you can stay with the knees bent if it's more comfortable for your lower back. And then just have the arms a little way away from the sides of the body. The palms turned up towards the ceiling. Hands are nice and relaxed, so the fingers just naturally curl. And then you can, if you wish to, lift the head and look down the centre of the body, and then rest the head back down on the mat. So you can roll the shoulders back as well, if you wish to. And then just making contact between your body and the mat. And then just have a nice couple of steady breaths here. So just tuning into your body this evening and seeing how it feels. Any areas of stiffness or tension, and just take the awareness there. And then ask maybe why the resistance is there, if there is any tension. And then we're going to take the arms up above the head and have a nice big stretch. And then if it's comfortable for your shoulders, keep the hands behind the head towards the wall behind you. So if that's uncomfortable, you can bring the arms down slightly lower, but this is okay for me. You've just got to work with whatever feels right for your body. So as we take a breath in, stretch away the right hand from the right foot. So point the toes and stretch away the fingers. And then breathing out, relax. Same on the left side, so breath in, stretch away the fingers on the left side, point the left toes, and breathing out, relax. So this time on the right side, as you breathe in, stretch away the hand, make a fist with the right hand and push away the right heel, so flexing the right foot, and then breathing out, relax. Left side now, breath in, make a fist with the left hand and flex the left foot, and breathing out, relax. Take the arms and feet a little bit wider now. We're going to work with some diagonal stretches. So when you next breathe in, stretch away the right hand from the left foot. And breathing out, relax. And then the same with the the left hand and the right foot. So breath in, left hand and right foot. And breathing out, relax. Breath in as you stretch away both the hands and both the feet. And breathing out, relax. And then just bring those feet slightly closer back in together. We're going to bring the arms back down by the sides of the body. Hug the knees in towards the chest. We're going to start easing out the back. So just rocking gently from side to side. Head and knees going in the same direction at the moment. So giving that spine a nice gentle massage. And then just easing out any tension that's built up during the day. And then we can start to ease out the neck. So still rocking from side to side, but have the head going in one direction, knees in the other. And then we'll bring the head and the knees back to centre. Let's place the two hands on the kneecaps now. With both knees going in the same direction, we can circle the knees. So just drawing nice, big, slow, smooth circles with those knees, really warming up the hips, lower abdomen, lower spine, and also the lower spine is getting a little gentle massage. And then we'll go back in the opposite direction. And then still circling the knees, but we'll send them off in opposite directions from each other now. Okay, let's bring the feet back down to centre. We'll place the 2 feet flat down on the mat now, heels just underneath the buttocks, and then just making sure the feet are hip width apart. So bring the feet quite in, nice and close in towards the body. Arms resting down by the sides, palms facing downwards. We're going to warm up the spine with a gentle pelvic tilt. So as you breathe out, round the spine, push the pelvis forwards. And as you breathe in, arch the spine, lift the back of the waist, and tip the pelvis backwards. Breathing out, rounding the spine, pelvis comes forwards. Breathing in, arching, and the pelvis comes back. Breathing out, rounding, and breathing in, arching. And then you can just continue in this way with your own breath. Eyes can be open or closed, whichever you prefer. And then let's release this activity with the spine, come into a neutral position. So we're going to move on to work with the bridge and the flowing bridge. So just remember, keep looking up towards the ceiling, not to the side of you, as tempting as it may be. So the next time that you take a breath in, push down the soles of the feet, the backs of the arms and the shoulder blades, lifting the hips up as high as you can. And then breathing out, lower the hips down, rolling the spine down, one vertebra at a time. So breathing in as you lift up, keeping it strong in the glutes, the thighs, the lower back. And then breathing out, rolling smoothly down. So just continue in this way with your own breath. And the next time that you take a breath in and lift the hips up, Float the hands up towards the ceiling and take them all the way back to the wall behind you. And then when you breathe out, lower the hips and lower the arms. And then just a few more of these with your own breath. And then no need to rush or hurry, but the next time that you breathe out and lower the hips and lower the arms, you can release this activity with the spine. So we're going to, let's take the arms out wide at right angles to the sides of the body. Alternatively, you can bend the elbows, take the arms to a 90-degree angle, and you can keep the feet on the mat, or if you prefer, you can hug the knees closer in towards the chest. And then next time that you breathe out, take the knees over to the right, turn the face to the left, and ideally both shoulders remain on the mat. But if the left one does lift a little bit, it's not the end of the world. Then we'll take a breath in and come all the way back to centre. As you breathe out, take the knees over to the left and turn the face to the right. And then take a breath in, come all the way back to centre. We'll do one more to each side. So breathing out, knees over to the right and face to the left. Just hold it there. And then take a breath in, come back to centre. Breathing out, take the knees back over to the left, turn the face to the right. And then take a breath in, come all the way back to centre. So I'll stretch away the legs now. Bring the arms down by the sides of the body. I think we'll warm up with some cross-crawling. So when you next breathe in, take the hands up to the ceiling and then take them all the way back to the wall behind you. Nice big stretch. Breathing out, take the hands up to the ceiling and just pause there. Breathing in, take the arms out wide at right angles to the sides of the body. Breathing out, take the arms all the way across. Give yourself a nice big hug, open up shoulder blades. Breathing in, take the arms out wide at right angles once again. Breathing out, give yourselves another hug, but the other arm on top this time. Breathing in, take the hands up to the ceiling and pause there. And breathing out, float the hands back down to starting position. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the right knee in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the shin and squeeze. Breath in, right leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the left knee in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the shin and squeeze. Breath in, left leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug both knees in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the shins and squeeze. Breath in, legs up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all 4 limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the right knee in towards the chest, lift the head, nose towards the knee. Breath in, leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all 3 limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the left knee in towards the chest, nose towards the knee. Breath in, left leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all 3 limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug both knees in towards the chest, nose between the knees. Breath in, legs up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all 4 limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the right knee in towards the chest, nose towards the knee. Breath in, leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all 3 limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the left knee in towards the chest, nose towards the knee. Breath in, left leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all 3 limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug both knees in towards the chest, nose between the knees. Breath in, legs up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all 4 limbs back down. So let's hug the knees in towards the chest now. And clasp the hands underneath the knees. And then if it suits your back, we can just rock backwards and forwards a few times. However, if this is not for you for whatever reason, then just hug the knees in towards the chest and rock from side to side as we did at the beginning. And then let's just come up to a seated position. Okay, so I'm going to turn around so I can see you all. So let's match up the pads of the toes, the balls of the feet and the heels. So you don't want them too close in towards the body, as we're just going to do some gentle stretches with the breath. So as you breathe in, take the hands into the centre of the room, bring them all the way up to the ceiling. So you can look up if the neck allows, try and keep the spine straight. Breathing out, coming all the way forwards, folding forward from the hips. Breath in, stretch out and come up. And breathing out, coming down. One more time, breath in, stretch out, come up. And breathing out as we come back down. And then we're just going to hold this forward fold. And then take a breath in, slowly come on up. So we're going to come into Sukhasana, easy pose or cross-leg position. If that's not comfortable for you, then just take the feet, extend both the legs, take the feet nice and wide, nice big space between the heels. So we're just going to work with our Kundalini cat-cow, to just have the hands on the legs, somewhere is comfortable. Mine feel more comfortable on the knees, but that's just me. And then as you breathe in, bring the chest forward, open up across the front of the chest, lift the head. And then as you breathe out, round the spine, come back, and then bring the chin towards the chest. Breathing in as you come forward, lift the head, and maybe the eyes will just want to close. And then breathing out, coming back once again, bring the chin to the chest. Try and exaggerate those movements if you can. Maybe try and slow the breath down so it slows the movement down. And then you can just come back to centre. So we're going to, sorry, I got a bit lost with myself there. I could have carried on that for ages. So let's bring the left hand into the left hip crease and place the right hand out to the mat beside us. As we take a breath in, we can straighten the spine, lift the crown of the head, and then breathing out, just stretch away that right arm, and then keep the left shoulder back, turn the face up to the ceiling if the neck feels okay. Release the left arm up towards the ceiling, bring it across the top of the head, and keep the arms straight. I'm feeling quite chilled at the moment because I've been playing my singing bowl this afternoon, as you do. And then take a breath in, come all the way back to centre. So we're going to bring the right hand into the right hip crease. Left hand will come out to the mat beside us. Breath in to straighten the spine. Breathing out, slide the left hand away. Bring the right shoulder back. Look up if the neck allows. Release that right arm. Come up and across. And then float the arm all the way back down as you breathe in, coming back up to centre. So a twist now. Right hand comes down behind the right hip. Left hand will come and rest on the right knee. So as we take a breath in, we can straighten the spine again. As we breathe out, twist from the waist, and we're going to turn to look over the right shoulder. And just hold it there. Keep breathing. And then take a breath in, come all the way back round to the centre. So left hand down behind the left hip. Place the right hand on the left knee. Breath in, straighten the spine. Breathing out, twist from the waist, turn to look over the left shoulder, and just hold it there. And then take a breath in, come all the way back to centre. So we're going to uncross the legs now. Stretch away the legs, give them a little roll or a little bounce, whatever feels right for you. So our head to knee posture, which is Sirsasana, or a hamstring stretch. So you can bring the right foot in nice and close to the groin and take that right knee out to the side, but if that doesn't suit you, then have both the legs extended. Make sure you've got a nice big space between the heels. And make sure you come onto the sit bones. So we're stretching out over the left leg first of all. So let's have hands resting on the left leg and take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, start to ease the left side of the chest down towards the left thigh. So just allow the muscles to become accustomed to the stretch, and then you can allow the breath to help you soften down if that feels right for you. So a few breaths here. And then take a breath in, lift the head, slowly come back up. Oh man. Sorry, I seem to have lost my Facebook Live connection. I do apologise. Gotta love a bit of technology. Come on, wakey wakey. You can do it. Oh, I've probably lost everyone now. Hi, really sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I looked at the screen and there was my home page. I was like, oh no. So massive apologies that you lost me in that stretch. Hopefully you'll get a notification to see that I've come back on. Okay, so stretch away the right leg now. We'll give both the legs a little bounce or a little roll. And then we're going to do the same on the left side. So right leg will be extended out in front of us this time. And then drop that left knee out to the side if that feels okay. Otherwise, both the legs extended, space between the heels. Making sure we come onto the sit bones. So we're going to have the hands resting on the right leg this time. Breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, start to ease the right side of the chest down towards the right thigh. And then again, using the breath to help you just soften down gently. And then take a breath in, lift the head, slowly come back up. So I see someone's just rejoined Facebook. I do apologise for the connection. I don't know what happened there. I was literally in my stretch, turned round and there was the home page. So apologies for that, I'm really sorry. Okay, so we're going to come back into a cross leg position, but we want the right leg in front. So this is only for positioning as we're going to come into the mermaid twist. So we can release that the left leg out to the side of us and just have a little shuffle around and place the sole of the right foot on the left thigh. So we want to bring this right hand out to the side of us. So the weight is primarily on the right buttock. And then we can bring the left hand and place it on the right knee. So as we take a breath in, we straighten the spine and lift the head. And then as we breathe out, we twist from the waist once again, turn to look over the right shoulder. And just hold it there. And then we can take a breath in, come back to centre. So we're going to work with our stargazer posture now. So this right hand stays out to the side of us and the weight is still primarily sitting on the right buttock. So the left hand is just going to come down onto the mat in front of us now. And then as we take a breath in, we're going to windmill that arm in a semicircle, come up onto the knees, push the hips forward, and then the arm is up towards the ceiling. And then as you breathe out, take that arm back the way it came. So we're going to do that one more time. So take a breath in, come up onto the knees, and then take the arm back. And then breathing out, coming down. So keep the legs where they are. Bring the hands to either side of that right thigh. And then we can start to walk the hands away from the body. Maybe laying the chest on the right thigh, and maybe the head will come down to the mat or the floor. So just a couple of breaths here as we work with animal relaxation. And then take a breath in, lift the head, slowly start to walk the hands back in towards the body. Okay, so we're going to come into Sukhasana with the left leg in front this time, but again, if you can't sit cross-legged, don't worry, we're not going to be here for long. Release the right foot, and then we're going to take the right leg out to the right side of us, so the weight is primarily on the left buttock this time. And then we're going to bring the left hand out to the side. Place the right hand on the left knee, take a breath in, straighten the spine, and as you breathe out, twist from the waist, turn to look over the left shoulder, just hold it there. And then take a breath in, come back to centre. So stargazer pose on this side, so weight is still on the left buttock and the left hand. The right hand comes down in front of the left leg. Take a breath in, windmill that arm all the way up, push the hips forward as you come up onto the knees. And then breathing out, bring the arm back the way you came. So one more time, breath in, come up onto the knees, arms come back. And breathing out, coming all the way back down. So coming into animal relaxation now, bring the hands either side of the left thigh, start to walk the hands away from the body. Maybe bring the chest to the thigh, and maybe bring the head to the mat or the floor, whatever's more comfortable for you. And then take a breath in, lift the head. Start to walk the hands back in towards the body. So we're going to come onto the abdomen now and work with a couple of floor-based back bends. So again, being really, really careful and mindful. If you do have a back problem, then you just need to just be aware of that and be careful. Working with your own personal point of resistance. So coming down onto the abdomen, and then we're going to bring the hands either side of the chest, so just underneath the shoulders. We're going to bring the forehead to the mat. We're going to work with a cobra with the breath. So not too high up a cobra, so just being careful. When you next breathe in, lift the head and the shoulders, and then when you can't use the back muscles to bring you up any further, you then bring in the hands, push yourself up, and then breathe out, rolling the chest back down, and then bring the forehead back to the mat. So breathing in as you come up, and breathing out to come back down. Breath in to come up. Breathing out to come down. We'll just do a couple more of these. So breath in to come up. Breathing out to come down. Last one, breath in, come up. And breathing out to come all the way back down. So let's bring the head to the mat now once again. Forehead stays on the mat. Release the hands. Just tuck them underneath the hip crease or the tops of the thighs. So we're going to work with a half locust and then move on to a full locust. So the legs stay straight, forehead stays on the mat. And then when you take a breath in, lift the straight right leg up behind you. Really good for the hamstrings and the glutes. And then breathing out, lower. Same on the opposite side. Now breathe in, take the left leg up. And breathing out to lower. So you can really feel that in the lower back there, the muscles that support the lower spine. So we'll do one more half to each side. Take a breath in and lift the right leg, keep it straight. And breathing out to lower. Same with the left leg now, breath in, lift the leg. And breathing out to lower. So we're going to try and do a full locust now, but if you know this is going to be too strong for you, just do one more half to each side. That's absolutely fine. But if you know that your back is strong and you don't have any problems, take a breath in and lift both the legs. Head stays on the mat and breathing out to lower. We're just going to do one more. So take a breath in, lift both the legs. And breathing out to lower back down. So bring the hands either side of the shoulders, underneath the shoulders, either side of the chest. And then we're going to push back into a child's pose. So you can either make a little pillow with the two fists and rest the head on the pillow, or you can bring the head to the mat, so allow the shoulders to just drape over the knees. Bring the hands behind, well, just not behind you, but just down by the sides of the feet. And that should feel quite nice on that spine after those back bends. And then as you take a breath in, keep the chin tucked in as you slowly uncurl, coming all the way up to a seated position. Okay, so let's see how we're doing for time. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so we're going to come into the pose of the cat, but we're not going to stay here for too long. In fact, I'm going to take this off because that's going to be bonking me in the face. So coming into the pose of the cat, just making sure those hands really spread nice and weighted, spread evenly throughout the whole of the hand. And then we're going to separate the feet, tuck the toes under. We're going to push back into downward facing dog. So let's walk the dog. So bending one leg, straightening the other. So we're easing out the hamstrings, the calf muscles, the Achilles tendons. And then come up onto tiptoes, bend the knees, push the upper body back, and then straighten the legs. Maybe the heels will touch the mat, maybe they won't, doesn't matter. And then let's take the straight right leg up to the ceiling, coming into three-legged dog. And then bend the knee, bring the right elbow to, the right knee to the right elbow, back out into three-legged dog. Lift the head, look between the hands, right foot steps through to the front of the mat, drop the left knee, flatten the left foot. So we're in equestrian pose. So from here our dristi or our focal point is just softly ahead. And then from here we're going to come up into crescent moon. So upper body comes upright, palms of the hands come together above the head, and then we lunge forward with the hips. And then bring the hands down to the heart centre. So we're going to come into a twist now. So let's take the left elbow to the outer edge of the right thigh. So really pushing that right elbow up towards the ceiling. Now you can stay here with the knee dropped, or if you're feeling strong, tuck the left toes under and straighten the left leg. And then let's lower the left knee. Bring the hands either side of that right foot once again. Make sure the left toes are tucked under. Step back into down dog. And then we're going to come into a form of the pigeon. So we're going to bend the right knee, and then we're going to bring the right knee to the right elbow and try and bring the right foot to the left hand. So extend that left leg back behind you a little bit further, and then maybe you can bring the chest down and the head down. So really strong hip opener, but lovely stretch on the glutes there. Top of the thigh. And then lift the head, start to walk the hands back in towards the body once again. So bringing the hands so they're roughly shoulder width apart. Tuck the left toes under, step back into down dog. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So left leg up to the ceiling now into three-legged dog. Bend the left knee, bring the left knee to the left elbow. And then back out behind you. Lift the head, look between the hands, left foot steps through to the front of the mat, drop the right knee and flatten the right foot. So hands either side of that left foot and a right angle between the shin and the mat preferably, and then just your dristi or your focal point is just softly ahead. Then we're going to come up into crescent moon. So bringing the upper body upright, palms of the hands come together above the head, lunge forward with the hips. And then we're going to lower the hands, bring them down to the heart centre. So we come into our twist. So it's the right elbow to the left thigh this time, right elbow to left thigh. And remember, you can keep the knee dropped, or if you prefer, you can tuck the right toes under, straighten the right leg. And then lower that right knee. Coming back into equestrian pose, Now hands either side of the left foot, tuck the right toes under, step back into down dog, excuse me, and then we're going to lift the left leg, bend the left knee, bring it towards the left hand, and then take the left foot close to the right hand. Now I'm not quite as open in the hip on this side, so I'm just going to cheat and bring that foot forward a little bit. And then coming down once again into your pigeon stretch. Remember, if I ask you to do something and it really doesn't feel right, then just don't do it. And then we'll lift the head, start to walk the hands slowly back in towards the body. So bringing the hands so that they're shoulder width apart again, tuck the right toes under. We're going to step back into down dog. And then we're going to start to walk the hands and feet in towards each other, keeping those knees nice and soft. Coming into a gentle hanging forward bend, or we can have a ragdoll, so taking hold of the opposite elbows. Allow the upper body to sway from side to side. And then release the elbows, keep the knees bent, keep the chin tucked in as you slowly uncurl, coming up to a standing position. So running out of time again, I think, yes we are. So we're going to bring the feet so that they're hip width apart. We're going to finish with a round of salutation to the earth. So let's bring the hands into Anjali Mudra, prayer position at the heart centre. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms up towards the ceiling and take the hands down to the abdomen. Hands to the throat. Turn the hands down and push all the way down. Take the arms out in front, up to the sky. Separate the hands to a Y and take the feet a little bit wider. Then bring the hands back to Anjali Mudra. So hands to the abdomen. Hands to the throat, come up onto tiptoes. Turn the hands down. As you push down, come into a squat. Take the arms out in front. Come all the way up to stand. Take the arms up to the ceiling. Sit on tiptoes if you can. Separate the hands. Come down onto, lower the heels and bring the hands back to prayer position. So we're going to turn slightly to the right. Hands to the abdomen. Hands to the throat. Turn the hands down. As you push down, bend the right knee. Take the arms out in front, bring them up to the sky, straighten the right leg, separate the hands, come back to centre, prayer position. And now round to the left, hands to the abdomen, hands to the throat. Turn the hands down, and as you push down, bend the left knee, arms out in front, up to the sky as you straighten the left leg, separate the hands, come back to centre, and finish in prayer position. Hands to the abdomen, hands to the throat. Turn the hands down. As you push down, come into a forward bend. And then into a tabletop, so into the centre of the room. Come all the way up to stand, separate the hands, bring the feet back into hip width apart, and finish in prayer position. So we're going to sit down on the mat now, come back into a seated, comfortable position. And then we're going to start to circle the shoulders. Nice big circles with the shoulders. Oh, they're cold with them on the floor. And then back in the opposite direction. And then relax the shoulders down. So take a big breath in and squeeze the shoulders up nice and close to the ears. And then Let them fall away with a big old sigh. Let it all out. Breath in and squeeze. One more time. And then bring the chin down to the chest. Let's take the chin up towards the right shoulder and back down to the chest, and then up to the left shoulder, back down to the chest, back up to the right shoulder, back down to the chest, back up to the left shoulder, back down to the chest, and then let's lift the head. So we'll take our right ear over to our right shoulder and then bring it back to centre, and left ear to left shoulder, bring it back to centre, right ear to right shoulder, bring it back to centre, left ear to left shoulder, and back to centre. We'll turn the face all the way around to the right and come back to centre, all the way around to the left, back to centre, all the way around to the right again, and back to centre, and all the way around to the left again, and back to centre. So if you want to just make your way down onto your mat now, ready for your final relaxation. So just coming down into Shavasana, your relaxation posture. So hopefully you're able to stretch away the legs, doesn't cause any pinching in the lower back. Then take the feet nice and wide and allow the feet to just flop apart so the legs are nice and relaxed. But as you know, if that's uncomfortable for you for whatever reason, then bend the knees, take the feet nice and wide, allow the knees to come in together so the legs are still relaxed. And then taking the arms a little way away from the sides of the body, palms turned up towards the ceiling, and fingers are lightly curled. If the neck allows, you can lift the head, look down the centre of the body, rest the head back down on the mat, so it just lengthens the back of the neck, tucks in the chin, brings the head into alignment with the spine. Eyes gently closed if you haven't already done so, but I'm sure you probably have. And then just allowing the breath to settle. And then take the awareness back to the breath. And maybe ask yourself if it feels any different than what it did when we started at the beginning of the session. And then becoming aware of all the physical aspects of the breath. So just taking the awareness to the belly first of all, the lower abdomen. Just tuning in to the rise and fall of the belly with every breath. And then just moving the awareness up to the rib cage and noticing the expansion and contraction of the ribs as you continue to breathe. And then moving the awareness up to the top chest, the clavicular area, and just becoming aware of the gentle rise and fall of that top chest with every breath. And then taking the awareness up to the nostrils and just becoming aware of the breath, nice and cool as it enters the nostrils, and then Maybe you feel a very tiny sensation of the exhalation on the top lip, or maybe not. And then just taking the awareness down to the muscles that support the lower spine. Just ask them to sink that little bit more down into the mat as you relax into it. And so it's nearly time now to end this final relaxation. So just gently starting to wake the body up. You can use very small movements at first, so perhaps just wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. And then move on to slightly larger movements, so just circling the wrists and circling the ankles. And maybe you want to roll the head from side to side a couple of times. Or perhaps you fancy a stretch and a yawn, so you just go right on ahead. And then keeping the eyes closed just for a little bit longer, roll over onto your preferred side, and we're going to stay there just for a few more moments. And then in your own time, in your own way, just make your way back up to a seated position. And so we'll finish. Om Shanti. And thank you. So thank you once again. I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening. Have a great day tomorrow. And if anyone fancies a stretch, then I'll be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock, Facebook and Instagram live. Okay, so take care. See you all soon. Bye.